were gonna love chorizo con huevo. It was such a hit. You know what? We're bringing it back a la mexicana. Hola, hola, hola. Vianney Rodriguez here in sunny South Texas, your resident Tex-Mex queen. If you love what you're seeing and you're craving más Tex-Mex, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get cooking. What a la mexicana means, it simply means we're gonna add tomato, onion, and chile. We're gonna spice it up. We're gonna give it a little Mexican touch to our chorizo con huevo. So first, of course, you're gonna need chorizo. Chorizo is typically made from pork or beef. You can find turkey, you can find chicken chorizo, you can find soy chorizo. There's different variations. Today I'll be using pork chorizo. So we're gonna need 8 ounces of chorizo. We're also gonna need some eggs. We're gonna need an onion. We're gonna add a little bit of freshness with a tomato. Of course, we want that spice, so we're gonna add in some chile Serrano. We're going to season it with pepper. We're gonna add a little bit of salt, and we're gonna bring in a creamier texture by adding a little bit of milk to our eggs, just so they're nice and fluffy. And at the end, we're gonna finish it off with a bright little touch with cilantro. So first, I'm going to dice our onions. Okay, so I have my onion diced. Next, I'm gonna come in with some tomato. Now I'm gonna come in with the heat. I'm gonna use, for this recipe, I'm gonna use 1 Serrano chile. You can use jalapeño. I love the kick of Serrano. If you would like less heat in your dish, you can remove the seeds from inside of the Serrano. So this is pretty much a la mexicana. The colors of Mexico, the colors of the Mexican flag, and this is the flavor we're adding to our chorizo to make our breakfast tacos pop. Now we're gonna preheat our skillet. What I'm looking for is a medium-high heat. Crank our stove on. Slide our skillet over, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil to get things moving. I'm gonna come in with my onions. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that sizzle right when it hits the pan. Chiles. My tomato. We're going to saute this for a few minutes, and what we want is we want the onions and the chile to get nice and translucent. We want them to draw out the moisture from the tomato, so when we add our eggs, everything will come together and it'll be so delicious. I love this on Sunday morning. My kids love it. It goes great with a piping hot cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, so I'm gonna let this do their thing, and I'm gonna start getting my eggs ready. I'm gonna add each egg to our bowl. And this recipe is great because you can double it, you can triple it, you can feed a crowd, you can feed the entire soccer team. Our eggs in the bowl, I'm just gonna give it a little whisk. What I wanna do is I wanna break up the egg yolks and incorporate them into the egg whites. That way we get a smooth egg mixture. So just a quick whisk. So we have our eggs whisked. I'm gonna come in with a little bit of milk, and this will make them nice and creamy and fluffy. So we're gonna add milk. Give them another quick whisk. Then I want to season my eggs. This is the time to season your eggs. Once your eggs hit the pan, they start to cook rapidly, they become a little firmer, and it's harder for the salt and the pepper to be incorporated. Pepper. I like super peppery eggs. I don't know what it is. I feel like eggs and pepper go so well together, and then you add that mix of the chile serrano and the tomatoes. Oh, se me está haciendo agua la boca. So I'm gonna come in with some salt. Then I'm gonna give it another quick whisk, just to incorporate those seasonings. If you want to add cumin, if you want to add oregano here, you can add whatever you want. These are your eggs. This is your casita. Tú haz lo que te dé la fregada gana. So this is what I like, and this is what I add. So I added some salt, some pepper. Give it a little tappy tap on the side to get all that eggy goodness. So we've got our onions, our chiles, our serranos going here. I'm gonna slide them over to the other side of the skillet because we still need to cook our chorizo, okay? So I'm gonna come in, this is 8 ounces of pork chorizo. We're gonna add it to our skillet. Okay, and with the spoon, we're gonna start to break it up. We wanna move it around the skillet because we want to make sure all the chorizo cooks nice and even. And chorizo takes about 3 minutes to cook. It's a very quick breakfast idea. So here you go. Right away, you'll see that it's breaking up. And this is when I will start to slide in my mixture of my tomatoes, my onion, and my chile into the chorizo. We want to incorporate it. So stir, stir. Right away, you'll get the smell of the chorizo, the chile, the tomates. So we've got our chorizo cooked, we've got our onions, our tomatoes, our cilantro in there. Now we're gonna come in with our seasoned eggs. Remember, we had eggs in there, we had salt and pepper, we had a splash of milk for that creamy touch. So we're gonna bring this in, add it to our skillet, and we're gonna slowly start to incorporate it. Okay. What we want to do is we want to go around the pan first to release anything that might have stuck to the pan, and we're slowly going to start to mix it in. We don't want to overstir because we don't want tough eggs. We want them nice, soft, fluffy, with that little spice from the chorizo and the serrano. As you can see, the eggs are starting to come together with our chorizo. I'm just gonna give it a few more quick spins around the skillet. And then I'm gonna turn the heat off. When the eggs are a little slightly runny and you think that they're not cooked off, we're gonna turn the heat off and it'll continue to cook the eggs with the residual heat from the skillet. We don't want a tough egg. We want a nice and soft and fluffy egg. Slide this to the side. It'll continue to cook here. I'm gonna chop a little bit of cilantro to finish our taco off. Gonna run my knife quickly over it. All right, I'm gonna grab a plate and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna serve up these tacos. So I have, está caliente. I have 2 tortillas. Come in with our chorizo con huevo a la mexicana. Gonna add about 2 spoonfuls to each taquito. We want them nice and plump. I love me a plump taquito. Here we go. Next spoon. And it smells so good. You can smell the chile, you can smell the tomate, you can smell the seasoning from the chorizo, you can smell the egg. I'm gonna put my plate down here and I'm just gonna finish it with a little bit of cilantro just for that little pop of freshness. I'm gonna come in with cilantro. And there you have it. Back by popular demand, our first chorizo taco was such a hit. We were like, we have to bring it back, but we gotta make it spicy. We gotta make it more of a bite. We gotta give it a la mexicana twist. And that's what we have for you today. Chorizo con huevo a la mexicana.